Good morning, YouTube. Sorry, this is going to go up a little bit late today. Just had to sort of things out with the little one, and the wife needed a bit more rest, so she had a bit of a line, so we couldn't really record. But that being said, welcome to another Card Market Watch. Let's watch what's happened over the weekend. Now, in all fairness, prices sort of stabilised a bit more than they have in America. America's been having issues where essentially people have buyouts of certain cards from the megatins, and there's basically essentially reset prices to the point where they were before pre-release. Whereas over here in Europe, we actually seem to have a stabilisation, which is really good. So, as always, guys, I'd like to ask, like, comment, subscribe, share if you can, slap that button, give us some love. But let's go on into the video. So, I'm going to kind of incorporate something I was going to do before, and you might have seen it before. So, I planned on doing something like this recently, and then Robbie from MK Whole 40 did the same thing. And so, essentially, if you didn't know, Card Market has bestsellers, or essentially popular stuff. Well, no surprise. Stuff that we really enjoy here is going to be Red Eyes. So Red Eyes, number one thing currently at the market. For a long time, since basically Toon Chaos, the number one thing here was a, was it called Cyframe Gamma? Cyframe Gamma, yeah, was like the number one card for a long time. It was a 2B card, so you can understand why it was selling quite quickly. But yeah, Red Eyes, currently the highest price here. Best card currently in the deck, from what in the box that I can currently see. But yeah, it's nice and stable around about the €30 mark, which is much better than what you're getting in America, although price conversions and everything else. And plus both the guys stick around the 10 mark. Hey, we're getting a reprint soon. I understand that people are like, hey, I don't want to pick this up yet, just in case the the alternate art is much better, nicer. Remember, it's going to come in that gold rarity. It's going to look nice, no matter what. He says. Mecha Crusader FMX. Again, this was a card that people, when it first came out, weren't too trusting of it. And then went from being like a £15 card to being like a £30 card, and then stuck around the 30 to 35 mark for a long time. And then the second you got the old, as you can see it, Mr. FMX. Ultra Rare FMX looks really nice. So Ultra Rare Apollosis looks really nice too. I'm sure everyone's got one already who's watching this video, so I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. So, like, people wanted to get the Crusadia, because Crusadia was doing stuff, it was good, it's a good Link 4. Same with Apollos is a good Link 4. Borderless Savage Dragon, people like myself who were like, I ain't going to pay £20 for this smelly card. And then, you know, at one point it goes to like 75. It's like, I should have paid £20 for that smelly card. Megatins. I'm presuming this is just for a tin. It's 20. Unchained Abomination. The Unchained stuff got a bit cheaper. In all fairness, it wasn't a massively expensive deck until Discoder. Distant Coder. Distant Coder had the little episode where he was like, yo, this is actually quite a good rogue deck for the meta currently because of what they do. And then obviously there was a bit of a buyout. But obviously with the stuff coming back out again. Twins, the original twins are in lower rarity, so you get common instead of rares. Also one of the twins, I think so, the red twin, can also be a prismatic secret rare. Not prismatic secret, starlight rare. It's very strange for a rare card to get that, I'd say. And then everything else got like a shift. But I mean, as a whole, you can buy the whole deck core now for I think less than 20. So yeah, if you're looking at a cheaper deck to run, there you go. The issue you're going to have with things like that though is going to be the getting of the Lightning Storms. Obviously, Lightning Storms didn't get cheaper, and we don't know when they get reprinted next. In all fairness, they probably will look good in gold, but I don't think we're going to get them in gold because they want to sell more. Well, I don't think they can sell any more Ignition Assault, but they keep the value there. Certain Mining became like a super cheap card, so yeah, everyone else who was having issues buying the Ultras weren't too badly priced. I think the Ultras at one point were about 8 to 7. The Secret Rares came down to about 15, so they came down from 25 to 15, and then Ultras around about 8. And now these are going for like £2 to £3 each. Place it for less than 10. In all fairness, like, you can go get like your free Solomon Great decks. You get your 3 of these. The only issue you're going to have now for Solomon Greats or similar Cyverse decks is you're going to be stuck in a situation where you can't physically get hold of access code Dorker, because he's just well, not that you can't get hold of him, it's just, are you willing to pay like £85 for him? Serpentron, the Sky Slasher, great card obviously in a certain deck, becomes much more affordable, although it wasn't massively expensive in the first place, but I mean, it's literally 10% of what it used to be. Guard Dragon, that was like a £15 card. Not too bad. Phantasme, the Ultra wasn't too expensive. I think the Ultra was like about £10 at one point. Seafoot, yeah, they came down to £2. That dropped. That's 10% of what it used to be. Desert Rivals, let's talk about it. No materials. Wasn't doing anything in the whole gang scheme of things, but it means it's probably nice to have a reprint of it just in case. God Dragon LP and Pisty got a fantastic reprint. Both look amazing. Part of Extravagance is 20. It looks nice. It does look nice. I'd prefer this around about the 15. But I think that it's either Ultra has to drop to 15 or this has to drop to 15. And with the unlimited reprints coming out soon, there's a good chance the other one's going to drop down to 15. Mystic Mine looks great in that Prismatic Secret Rare, but I think a lot of people like still hating on it because it's Mystic Mine. Crackdown, yeah, fantastic in that rarity. Romulus, again, fantastic in the rarity. Striker Dragon, fantastic in the rarity. Witcher Strike didn't massively need a reprint because I think there are quite a few of the originals still on market. But I can see people thinking, hey, like I don't want to pay like £4 or £5 for this card, but they only have the one printed, and now you got like playsets for like literally less than $1 or £1. Cherubini, Angel of the Abyss, yeah, super cheap. Again, though, I think you can only actually play in the Burning Wisps deck. Get Out, which is nice if you need it for the deck. Sova's Quantum Dragon, I have no idea what you do, so that you do you. Like I said, Prism cheap, Rage cheap, Magical Arts Fusion. I would have said before we got the announcement that it'd be good to pick up more copies of that, just one copy for your deck, just in case you have an issue with trying to keep Red Eyes Dark Magician on your field, and then you can use this to drag them out your graveyard. But you'd have to have a second copy of Dragoon in your deck. And go from there. Some Great Pyro Phoenix looks nice and ultra rare, but again, like the secret rares weren't too expensive. This is a great price because this goddamn thing was like forever like either not in stock or just people wanted stupid prices for it because it was quite uncomfortable. Essentially, this was the Gold Lord of Infinity Chasers. Gallant Granite. Kind of need a reprint because obviously it was kind of getting a bit off market a bit more. Looks great in that new rarity. I don't regret paying like $2.50 for my Gallant Granite, but this is good. Brotar, I don't really think Brotar needed a reprint because I think like the secret was like £5, but looks good in Ultra. Hay looks good in Secret Rare. This needed a reprint because these were going for like 10 to 15 at one point recently. Don't know if she needed a reprint because I'm not really into Trick Stars, but I mean, hey, she looks nice in that rarity. You're dead to me. This needs a reprint because people just couldn't get hold of it apparently. It's an Ultra Rare though, so it's not so bad. Some of the Tenny, super cheap card now. Like Tenny's decks become. Well, first, I don't know how expensive Tenny decks were originally, but they're super cheap now. They're super viable. Like you can basically get like a good extra deck now, the current meta extra deck now for like less than like £50, which I think is really good. I mean, here we go. So, for instance, in this extra deck that I've got for the Tenny, so I'm currently making a Tenny deck just for a bit of fun. Got Apollosa, £10 card. Avamax, £3 card. That's 13. Open Masquerena, let's say £9, so there's £22. Tengi Spirit Shahara, or Sashahara, like a £2 card, there's 25. Berserker, 2TP. Draco Master, £1, so there you go, that's 25 quid still. 2 Shamans, let's say they're £1 each, let's say 27. 3 Monks, like 50p each, let's say that's £28. Baxa, that's like a £2 card, so there's 30. And then Tetsuya Gunoko, looking at a £1 card. So 30 quid, you've got yourself an actual working competitive extra deck. And then every main monster, everything else in there is like mostly commons now, so I mean you can literally probably pick the deck up like I said for less than 50 quid. So I think that's really good. But let's have a quick look at some prices before we have a go. There we go. The first card that isn't a Megatin is, as I said, Gamma at 5 cents now. It's gone up. It used to be 2. So Red Eyes. Let's have a quick look at you here. Cheapest on market. That isn't German. That isn't German. Cheapest English is 34. Do we have any other languages currently available though? We have one Portuguese for 35. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. That's a jump, fellas. 5 days in the UK. What the hell? What's it? 5 to 4. Okay. Yeah, that's a jump. This the hell? What is it? Here we go. That's better. So that's a real jump. I have no idea what that one's there. But yeah, this is a good price. Anything around the 35 to 30 is good. As you see, we've only got the one good price here, like 35 for English. Germans got a hell of a lot of copies. If you're really struggling to get one and you don't mind a German copy with some translations, I recommend probably going for a German one. Let's have a quick look, see how it looks. Let's have a quick look, see. Ooh, that does look nice. Look here. Let's have a quick look at the old Apollos bow they got us. Cheapest are all Germans on the market, that's perfectly fine. But if we have a quick look, where's the cheapest English is? I wonder if this is a postage cost. It might be a postage cost. But yeah, like this is kind of sort of like what I've said before, like Apollo shouldn't be more than 15, especially with the next reprint coming. She is in the higher rarity as far as I'm aware, so she's in the collector's gold version. So she'll have the nice thick edge border. But we'll see what people prefer. Obviously, once that comes out on the market, people might start getting rid of theirs because they don't want to hold on to this anymore. Ava Max, what's your cheapest English, good sir? Cheapest English is $2.80, and there's 2 of them for sale. Yeah, okay, anything under sort of free. Well, anything under 5 is good for this. Great card though, like 500 is good. Borlow Savage Megatins, English copies. Yep, I'm happy with these. These are good prices. Anything between, I said like 15-ish is the good price you want to pay for Borrowload. So yeah, that's currently going through. And then for Masquerade, we're currently looking at the price of, yeah, just under 10 for the first one there. Oh, French, that makes a change. Yeah, under 10, anything under 10. Anything under 12 really is what I'm looking at. So yeah, there's a hell of a lot of French copies. I don't know what's going on there. Quite a few English copies still. A hell of a lot of English copies. Sir, how many tins did you open? Yeah, like that's good. That's a good price point. That's actually really good. Let's have a quick look what the original version's worth. How much are you going for? A little bit more, but I mean, people might start collecting this now as actual thingy card. Let's have a quick look at Borlow Savage. What was your true worth now? Cheapest, yeah, about the same price. So I mean, it's totally up to you now. Do you prefer the English? Do you prefer the ultra looking, or do you prefer the prismatic secret rare? Because not everyone likes the prismatic secret rare. Let's not pretend everyone loves it, because not everyone does. How much are you going for now? 12 there in English. Why is it English then? That looks nice. That's not bad at all. So yeah, if you want to bling out your deck a bit more, you can get these for the cheapest they've ever been. Apollosa, what are you currently going for? An Apollosa shiny card is going for 30. Hey, that's a good price. If you like this one and you really want to like bling out your deck, the Ultra looks really nice. So don't get me wrong, but yeah, bling out your deck. If you're only going to do what I've said before, it's just like you get most decks now play exactly the same extra deck most of the time, not always. And you can literally just go like, you know what? I have like 6 or 7 different decks that I like. They all play basically the same extra deck. I'll put the same colour slate. I'll just put on whites on all my extra deck monsters, and I'll just move my extra deck around. And if you go, you know what? I don't mind spending like £100 on a extra deck that I basically max rarity, because no one's going to touch them but you. Yeah, that would look fantastic. But with that being said, guys, thank you for joining me for another episode of Card Market Watch. Hope you've enjoyed this. In all fairness, prices are looking actually quite competitively and good. Dragoon is sort of where I want it to be in terms of like what your value is going to be. Obviously, like I said, if you need to get one really badly, you don't mind it being German, get yourself a German one. You can save yourself a few quid there. But that being said, 35 is kind of the price point I'd sort of expect now. eBay is looking around about the same price point, anywhere between 35 and 50. And this is what we're currently seeing here on Card Market. So, thank you for joining me. Peace out. You guys have a fantastic Monday morning. I will see you guys tomorrow for a different kind of box opening. A Pokemon one. And we shall enjoy it. It's something a bit different. I mean, I don't get to do it very often. Mrs. Swiftly is joining us more often now in the openings. She's generally sort of sitting in the room anyway, so she's kind of like sitting next to me, and she's like waffling away sometimes. But she's a good girl. Also, after that as well, we do have second episode of the podcast coming on Wednesday. It is over 2 hours long for your listening goodness. Hopefully you guys can enjoy that. We do go over a few different things between how to get started on YouTube, as well as the opinions that you want to see in like upcoming sets. The guy himself is a Pokemon player, so it's going to be mostly Pokemon stuff. So for those of you who aren't interested in Pokemon, then I apologise, but there we go. Also, excuse me. We do go through like things like Fortnite and collectability and things, so we do sort of go through like the intrinsic value of cards towards the end of the video. So if you can get through the first hour of like us having a joke and a laugh, I think the second hour is probably going to be better for most people. Thursday we're going to do another Market Watch, because on Friday I'm hoping to do some more openings. It's either going to be the double blister packs, or it's going to be the new tins that have come out for Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon stuff for a while now, guys. And then next week, the following week, it's going to be opening some of the Dragons collection. The Legends of Dragon collection. So yeah, thank you for joining me. You guys have a good one. Peace out. Have a fantastic day.